Welcome back. The regional banks have quietly had a pretty stellar month. The KRE up 19% in July, 8 points higher than the broader KBW Bank Index. And we're only 16 months out from the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and the regional bank turmoil that followed. So as we're counting down to the Fed decision tomorrow, let's get a pulse check from regional bank CEOs around the country on what they're seeing on their balance sheets and in their communities. Andrew Samuel is CEO of LINKBANCORP based in Pennsylvania with branches in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic. Krista Snelling is CEO of Coast Community Bank, headquartered in California with branches in Silicon Valley. And Robert Franklin is CEO of Stellar Bancorp, based in Houston, Texas. They all join us exclusively from the KBW Community Bank Investor Conference in New York City. And it's great to have you all here. I'll just go down the line. Andrew, how are things looking, I'll say broadly, in Pennsylvania? Not that we're listening with election implications, but just tell us what you are experiencing.
Well, thank you, Kelly. We cover a 5-state marketplace: Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, Maryland, and Virginia. And the economy is doing really well. Loan growth is solid. Our credit metrics are solid. And so there seems to be a disconnect between what we're seeing with our clients, business and consumers, versus what we see in the media. But loan growth was excellent last quarter for us. And so things are looking good in our marketplaces.
You are reading from my hymnal. You're looking over my shoulder. Krista, this is what I was asking at the top of the show. We have investors saying, more rate cuts and they're looking at signs the labor market is softening, and maybe it is. But then I hear from Andrew things are pretty good. Out west, your stock, by the way, as at, correct me if I'm wrong, all-time highs, has had an incredible year. What's driving that?
Thank you. Yeah, what's driving that is a couple different things. The overall market sentiment, has gone up, as everybody knows, in the last, month or two in anticipation of rate cuts. And we actually announced an M&A deal a couple of months ago, too, that has been very well received.
Interesting. So when we talk Silicon Valley, what is going on there post Silicon Valley Bank? Are you benefiting competitively from, the moving around of assets, or is it AI? Is it macro driven?
Yeah, we have had some benefits. We've been able to bring over some new employees and new clients based on that. But, it was tough last year in the spring, when all the conversations that we had being right at the epicenter where that happened. But now the sentiment in the market seems to be pretty stable, and some new entrants are coming in and things are shaking out nicely.
Robert, a lot of people would say this is driven by rate declines, and that the banks obviously not only saw their assets underwater on high rates, but also saw people kind of moving deposits and their NIMs coming under some pressure because you can only charge so much on loans. Do you think lower rates and the potential for Fed rate cuts coming here is going to help the business substantially? Sorry,
yes,
Robert.
I do think so.
Oh, great. Good.
Sorry.
Then perfect. And Robert, what about to you?
Well, I loved your introduction with the stellar performance in regional banks. It goes right in line with what we're seeing. I'm not sure a quarter basis point is going to change our market any. However, I think the sentiment around lower interest rates is going to be good for the market in general. So we appreciate it. I'm not sure it's exactly time for lower interest rates, but if the Fed decides to do it, I think we certainly would appreciate it.
What do you